Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. It's Crypto Novo 311. And man, we have a show for you today. That's right, Saturday. We have the Olympics going on, so why not an international show? All right. We're going to have guests not only from Istanbul, we're going to have, guests from East Coast, all over the world to bring you the latest and greatest in the NFT space. But first, what I got to do before we get into anything more, I got to look into some Bitcoin and some Ethereum because you know what? I've been away from the computer a little bit and I've been hearing some good things. So first on our Bitcoin, all right, we're up 5% up to 33K, almost $34,000 in the last 24 hours. So if we're looking up here on the top line, the market cap right here, total market cap, as we're seeing, hopefully we're getting a little bit of an increase right here in the last part of this day, but not only that, in the last week. So once you see the market cap go up, you're seeing more money come into the system. Obviously, the more money that comes into the system, the prices get affected. So if we see right here that $1.4 trillion mark right here, that's getting tickled again. So that's a little bit of a resistance line to look at. And if it can break and stay above that resistance line, we could see some more green in our future. Speaking of green, we have a green up sign here on Ethereum. We're almost at $2,200. I've noticed right at the $2,000 mark, we had a little bit of a hold right there, right around $2,000, and then we just busted through. All right, once, tried it again, twice, and it broke through all the way up. Usually it takes 3 times to break on through, but this time it only took twice. Now, over to our CryptoPunks here. What we've noticed on our CryptoPunks is the old supply and demand, all right? The demand, or excuse me, the supply right here got just under 1,500 total CryptoPunks yesterday. I think it got down to 1,497, 1,498, that range. Or as we're seeing as our demand, well, the floor keeps on increasing. Last week, we were around 18, 19 floor, and we're almost up to Ethereum on each punk for our lowest floor punks, as we can see right here. 3 of them sell. We're already at 21 Ethereum. There's 12 in a row. So if you can, if 24 of them sell, we're just at 22 Ethereum per CryptoPunk. Onto the sales of CryptoPunk right here. This has got to be a 5 trade going for 75 Ethereum. Yep, there we go. Bandana, luxurious beard, the vape, horned, rimmed glasses, and the earring, of 5 trait going for 75 Ethereum, or just $158,000. Nothing much. Ooh, I mean, we had some prime punks go here. We had a green hair clown, and then also this one's pretty rare right here, the orange slide. There's only 68 of those. It sold for 66 Ethereum. We'll look at the orange slide here real quick. So now that alien, ape, or zombie who bought that at 66 Ethereum, look at the next threshold right here, 90 Ethereum. So if you wanted to ladder up, this person can technically, none of this is financial advice, just looking at numbers here, bought it for $144,000. All right, that's not no chump change. But if you dumped it in right here, I mean, you could be making $50,000 because right now this is the floor punk for the orange slide. It's just under 90 Ethereum. Why would people consider this? Well, look how rare this is. There's only 68 of these, rarer than zombies. All right, now you can't just say, oh, zombies. Yeah, there's 88 zombies, 68 of these. Well, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Obviously, I'd rather have a zombie than an orange slide, and that reflects in the prices. Also, what's reflecting in our prices right here? Good friend that joined us last week, working hard, and I keep bugging her at odd hours, but we're going to bring in Pedik here. Pedik, how are you doing? How have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I have a lot of friends in Istanbul. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I'm in Ankara, the capital of Turkey right now.
Turkey. Oh man, I'm gonna have to pull out my calendar for that one. All right, we have the Olympics. Before we get going here, is there one particular Olympic event you maybe fancy more than another?
What? Sorry?
Is there another Olympic event you like maybe more than another? Your favorite Olympic event?
I'm not really a fan of it, so I don't know.
We're going to do the rings because it looks like your avatar is doing like an iron cross on the rings, which is a gymnastics event. So I'll say the rings for you, but okay. Let's talk a little bit about what we're looking at, your avatar here, and the UtoBits.
Yeah. So last week we have discussed with you was our main goal and etc. So I'm here to announce the next drop now. So let me ask you something. So, are you a random minting person, or you just like selecting the pieces you're gonna buy?
Well, for me, I particularly like tribute pizzas because I like, putting rims on my car like my CryptoPunk here. I do like the random process when you do mint something because it gives everyone an equal chance to see what they get. And it kind of makes it gamified a little bit. It's a little bit of like a lottery system. What do you got going on for us? What are you thinking?
So actually, we've been thinking about how to randomize our OpenSea reveals. So we've been thinking about how to
Oh,
randomize
excuse me.
our
I got the wrong
OpenSea
page on here. Let me put
reveals.
this on
So
mute here.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I,
Sorry about that.
I really hate hearing my voice. So next week we're gonna have a little drop for about 40 characters. It's gonna be on about our last race. So none of you have seen the last race, so we haven't revealed it. And 2 days before the drop, we're gonna release the race distribution, so you guys don't know how much werewolves, how many elves gonna be on the 1,000 characters. So you're gonna be able to see them. And for the hidden drop, so it's gonna be like random minting. So we're gonna upload 40 characters with no avatars, and you just have to be lucky to get the rarest ones. So let me just show you something.
So that's cool. We're getting some live action here. We're getting fresh, brand new news for you. All right, you're sharing your screen right now as we're speaking.
Yeah.
Here it is, the secret. I love it.
So this is the avatar you're gonna see. I'm hearing my voice again. Okay.
All right.
So
Go ahead.
on OpenSea with another collection, we're gonna upload 40 characters with different rarities. They're gonna be legendaries, they're gonna be epics, the super rare ones, and commons and uncommons. They're all gonna be at the same price. So you can get an epic for the same price or a common one, just like a lottery right now too. And after that, you're gonna have your character, you bought it, and you're gonna you're gonna open the unlockable content. Then you'll see what your character is. Then we'll just gift it to you. That's gonna be like a random lottery, but it's all we can do on OpenSea.
That is awesome. The time it takes. I mean, I spoke with you guys last week and you're already up here front running this already. I mean, there's obviously no sleep that's going on with you and your crew. What I like is we're already establishing, very similar to other projects, is these rarity classes with the different types of races that you have. And I've, been able to see and dive in, to the animals, to the orgs, to the humans, and it's just adding another layer to this storyline. And that was one huge thing that you were part of. What I love about this project, this is a storyline. So can you break down maybe for some people viewing for the first time at home, viewing us on Twitch, a little bit about the process that you have behind these? These aren't just NFTs; these have stories behind them.
Yeah, so we were just actually thinking about how to create a digital utopia. So in the real world, there is discrimination, there is racism, there is a lot of horrifying things. So a guy from the NFT world got stabbed, if you know, just a couple weeks ago. So this is really gross. So we wanted to create a digital utopia. So when we create this utopia, the metaverse, you can use those characters in there. We really aim to have this. It's gonna be like a game if we can manage to do that. But it's really, when you buy a character, you're not just buying an NFT. You're buying a personality. You're buying a family member. You're buying a best friend. Maybe you're gonna have your pets. You're gonna have your houses. Have you seen our houses? I don't know. Have you seen it? Let me just share it with you.
Pull them up. Pull them up.
Wait a second. So there is
you can live in. You can make your own family. When I first got into it and I first started kind of drafting my own clan, I was definitely thinking of the family setting, and I started off with what I thought would be some strong females in the setting group, and I just love the way they look. One of them had very similar. I'm going to steal the screen back from you here. Very similar colors to my CryptoPunk here. See if I can find it. And it was just super cool to kind of plot that when you're going through it, and I was making my own story in my head after talking with you about it, of how I would create, my utopian in this metaverse. And it just kind of put me down that wormhole, and I love doing that. Just that fictitious world of how would you create, how would you survive? So this is the first one I picked up from you guys, number 36 here. And if you can't tell by the evident green hair that she's sporting, and I'm also looking for numbers under 100. Can you please elaborate on that for maybe a first time watcher or someone new to this project?
Yeah, okay, sure. So the numbers between 1 to 100, they're going to be the world class. So if you own a character between those let me say, I don't know, range. Yeah, between those range. The metaverse will be about them. The main story will be around them, actually. So this is a teenager. This is an influencer. She has an influencer boyfriend, and she likes going to cafes. She likes taking videos of her dancing at the middle of the street, so people laugh at her, etc., etc. So there are actually personalities. Really, there are stories behind them. They're not just characters. They're not just collectibles. You can just build up many other stories, and you can change them, or you can just live with the remaining one. It's that.
And then we have another race, the race, we have a werewolf here. So I wanted to branch out and maybe get, different races when I was thinking of adding to my, my collective party. And, this one is 133. So then it's signified by a block or a cube in the upper corner, which is maybe a little bit different.
Yeah, so the cubes on the upper right gives you the rarity, actually. So we have common, uncommon, rare, unique, epic, legendary, and ancient. There is 3 ancient ones in just the 1,000. There are 5 legendary in 1,000. So the rarities are actually, the rarity distribution is on the collection info. You can see them. Can you just check it, please?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can choose your character. You can choose to buy a character just by checking here. So there are rarity distributions. We don't want just the race distribution. We don't want you to just focus on the accessory rarity. We just want you to feel like you're collecting trading cards, trading soccer cards. Do you remember them?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of them. I definitely grew up with those growing up my entire life, and that's what you want, is have the collectability of it. I know some true OGs in the NFT space, like Claire and Tony Herrera, a couple other members in the OG space who are talking about these. We're talking about, who do you got? What are we going to go? And trading these family members. And we're going to kind of see what's going to happen with, the rest of these attribution classes that are going to be coming up here, and the rest of the new race that's going to be released as well, because it all adds to the fun of it. You don't want to get all your Christmas presents at once if you believe in Santa Claus, because you want to space them out sometimes and enjoy them and see where the market's going to take you and where do you go. We've seen people sometimes FOMO into projects and they fizzle out, but this thing has legs because it has a story behind it, and stories build that community and build that trust within that community. So you broke some pretty hot pressing news. What else do we have going on? Anything exciting you want to chat about?
Yeah, so I've said the secret UtoBits drop coming out. So I want to show you the house. I shared you the screen, I think.
Yeah, she did. Perfect. Look at this. That's pretty sweet.
This is the house we made for the castle at the beginning of our collection. So in the metaverse, you're not just owning a house. You can buy houses. You can run your own pub, actually. You can have your market. You can have your, let's just say, pet shop. You can just use and be the manager of them. You can just go to a bar and drink beer. So you're not just buying a character, you're buying a passport to a universe.
I love it. And that's what people want. They want that accessibility. Just like you guys did, you can frame it the way you want. If you want to turn it into a clubhouse for animals, if you wanted to turn it into a pub, if you wanted to turn it into, a disco or dance hall, you can do what you want with it. And that's what we're seeing in the space, is a lot of people wanting to brand and bring their NFTs into market for publicity, not only for themselves to show cool things, to show that they're tech savvy, but sometimes there's a message behind it. That message might be for monetary gains, for maybe someone to make money off of a product line. Maybe it's just a place to hang out and chill. Because what I've learned from you is this idea started from within a bar, and now it's branched out into a process of you have multiple people helping you. You have tons of fans, and you have cool things coming out. So keep progressing the space. I'm going to keep on keeping up with you if I can keep up with you, because every time I'm looking at something new. You're getting all of a sudden we have houses here. I didn't even know that, and you're presenting it to us. So we had two brand new news flashes in the NFT space out of your corner. You want to talk about any friends that are helping you along the way? I guess I can pull up a couple slides. Best way to get some of these NFTs.
So Nick has been helping us so much. Tony, he helped us so much. So Nick and Tony is our actually best friends right now. So about in the NFT collection. So you are one of our best friends right now, because I really chat with you all the time. If I have some questions, you can answer me. And I do have to, by the way, you really should teach me how to do your AR filter. I really need to do for my UtoBit.
Well, maybe I'll have a lesson on that, because there's a couple people in the green room that we're trying to get hooked up with that as well. And that's my purpose. My purpose is to get great NFT artists in the space, give them a platform that they can talk on, get these AR filters all over the place so we can all talk NFTs, collaborate, find out what's working, what's not working, who to support, who to follow. I love all that stuff, because it adds to what your main focus here. I love it. The utopian society. That's what we can do with this NFT space, with blockchain, with Ethereum, and all these wonderful things.
Yeah, actually, the bar, the YouTube bar idea.
Yes.
So maybe you'll have your stream one day there.
Well, how about we do this? Because I actually have something planned with almost like a broadcasting studio. So there is a way we can definitely link a restream to that, and we could have people at your bar being able to live stream with us and talk with us. And all of that, it'd just almost be like a streaming network within there. But I can always walk right down the street, right over there, and hop in there. And I think that's what we should try to achieve, is something cool like that. Staying 2 steps ahead, everyone. I try to get that content grab going for everyone. And that's what we can do, is keep that content going in there. Go in there and have a bar room setting, in a bar room, sit down with all our UtoBits, and have a chat and see what's going on.
Yeah. So just for the last time, I want to tell about the secret UtoBits one more. So tomorrow we're gonna announce the drop time on our Twitter account. Don't miss that. And that's it, I guess. There's gonna be 40 characters. There's gonna be some super rare characters there. You don't have the chance to see the character and buy the one you like. So it's gonna be like random minting. And that's it. That's it for me. You can just move on to other.
You got Twitter right here, so make sure you're following. They're gonna have the minting news tomorrow. If you want to take a look at their website, awesome, beautifully designed right here. Gives the roadmap, spells it out for you. You can go over to OpenSea, UtoBit right there. They have their minting right there. Get a Michael Jordan tribute if you want to. Also, the brand new features, bam, right there. You saw it live here first. All right. It's going to be a secret. You don't know what's going to be in there. You can get something really rare. Either way, you're going to have something cool that's pliable and usable. Pratik, I'm going to keep you here. If you have any other questions for our other guests who are waiting in the green room, feel free to chime in. Again, I know you have other things going on, so if you got to, take off and get that well-needed rest, feel free. But we're going to bring in our next guest right here, right now. All right. I don't want to speak. Are you a New York native? Are you living in New York? What's the deal? Because I saw my punk out in the streets and I absolutely loved it.
So I guess New York has that rule, no? After a certain amount of years, you get the badge. I lived in New York.
Yeah.
I moved there when I was 18. I'm now 36. And I lived there for a good 13 years. So I lived around the city. I know it. I love it. And, that flavor doesn't go away, that New York flavor.
A lot of good things coming out of New York. We've had our crypto punks, coming out of there. We have the NFT NYC coming out of there. We had the major Christie's auction. We had the CryptoPunk Save Art Space billboards all over the place. And now I've been following you for a while on your site because you're out there in the streets, ground level. Explain to everyone at home what your style of art is, why you're so popular, and the cool things. Like, I'm just gonna let this play while you're talking. Go ahead.
So let's say I've been doing graffiti since I'm a kid. I just fell in love with the art in the streets, the dialogue. That's the reason I moved to New York when I was a young kid. I kind of got expelled of the university in Columbia in my first semester for doing some graffiti that I thought was a conceptual piece. But the teacher and the police didn't think so, so I got suspended. And then I started my journey to kind of live in New York and work from artists, really understand art production. I worked at the Theater La Mama since when I was 18. So I just, my artistic journey has kind of been developed by a lot of different kind of production, which I feel is what the NFT space is about, is really like looking at an image or a concept from a lot of different angles. So I wanted to mix my graffiti background with all the conceptual space you can play with and with the NFT. And I started kind of making these street punks when I found out about the crypto punks and the algorithm and how they were made and all this like stuff that had been kind of built around these images that are so iconic. I was like, well, I can paint some cool graffiti, but these are telling a lot more to people that sometimes might tag or might throw up or, you know, so kind of spend my spray paint in a more wise way where we can communicate. That's kind of how the journey started, and it's been a long ride.
Spend my spray paint in a wise way. I love that. That is awesome right there, you know. And another thing I love about it is almost the same thing. Art is an outlet. I myself was not the straight A student that was in front of the class raising his hand all the time. I enjoyed alternative means of fun, aka, you know, making things, little slingshots, little whatever, little fun things that kids, at least I did when I was growing up. And to see an outlet like this, you know, being used in the NFT space for a purpose of enjoyment of not only people, but, you know, showing this art and this love around the streets of New York brings me back to, you know, one of the first artists that I purchased that was a street artist, and that was Basquiat. And Basquiat had some street art out there, which he put on a what was it? The Calls, a cover for dang it, it's running the top of my head, a cover for a 1980s a vinyl album, and that album actually was owned by someone in California. They minted that and was one of the first Basquiats that was ever minted into NFTs, from a street artist to album art, now into an NFT. And that's what we're seeing is this art on the wall. Some people call it graffiti. I just call it art. And now we're seeing it right here. And it's gone from, you know, a straight picture now to animation. Tell us a little bit about your current work right here.
Yeah, so this is the current work I just dropped yesterday. I got I got the blessing of getting featured in Maker's Place. And I started doing these graffitis and realizing, you know, that the punks could be like just kind of poets of the street. So I wanted to, you know, since they're becoming this like high, like a very like a high-end thing that people, you know, like JC, and it's becoming this like class thing, the Ferrari of avatars. I kind of, every day I'm doing them, it's a whole day of standing there talking about it to people and onboarding. And that's kind of what's been a really fun adventure. It's just kind of like doing these pixel images that people are seeing. Like you said, the Justin Albert, like the Save Art Space, that amazing campaign they've done, putting the billboards everywhere. So people really are getting like knowledgeable with these images, but I wanted to give them this voice that is more like an everyday voice. So
you are that everyday voice, which it is. And you're preaching what you're saying right here, is because you're creating discussions. I've seen pictures within your tweets, and whenever someone, no matter what, it's a showstopper. Someone walks by and they stop and they look at it, no matter what it is, no matter who they are. You know, no one just walks by it. They stop and they look, and they're enjoying it and they're digesting it. And it might not be anything that they're accustomed to, but what they're doing is they're processing it. And once they processes it, you can have that conversation, and then you're mainstreaming them through that conversation.
and they're understanding why these pixels are and why an algorithm has so much weight and all this stuff. And there's something that I kind of always talk to people about, and it's, you know, the spray paint revolution, as you know, it's like the kid before. We're like brothers, like graffiti and NFTs in my head are like, they're like cousins. They're like, you know, the next generation, they're all together. But graffiti, if you think about it, was the generation of pressing a button. You didn't used to paint with like, you have to brush your paint. You have to like use your brushes, all this stuff. But when you press the button, it's kind of an industrial revolution, right, of painting. And it brought on painting trains and all these amazing things. And this is a digital revolution, but it's still a click of a button. It's just the next button, no? So I feel like graffiti and NFTs are just really, it's the beginning of like a whole, just a huge wave of things that can be happening, can be going on in the merging of these two worlds. And that's where I wanted to, if I jumped into the NFT world, not try to make my thing look 3D or, you know, because there's so much misconception of what NFT means. But just to really try to do something authentic that I thought I loved, that I had fun, that I spent a couple months working on, and that's the result. And it's 5. So I kind of really wanted to make it. I made a male, I made 2 females, I made a non-binary and an ape, and I wanted to just make it kind of like inclusive, make it about everybody, and give different voices. A really fun one is the girl that says, "See you at the punk show," because I thought that was like a clever phrase with everything that's going on. She says, "I trust the internet more than the government." See you at the punk show. So some of these phrases, I wrote them. Some of them I went into a bodega and just asked the guy, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's like, "I'm selling Lucy's. I'm here. I got blunts." So the change of voices is really interesting in this work, I think.
Yeah, I'm the same way, where I actually have I actually took down the pinned tweet actually today because I have a poll on it. But mine was, more people are trusting the stake of value within community members than one person pushing the button. You're seeing it with Robinhood, people getting the heck out of normal finance and trying to find their way in Robinhood. You're seeing people, taking these larger risks on these different asset groups. The best thing I've found, and one thing I try to tell people, is NFTs are the best stable coin. A lot of the people in the NFT space started with cryptocurrencies. Maybe they're traders. Maybe they dabbled. They have to dabble their feet in it at some point to get Ethereum, to get into ERC or to ER 721. But what you're seeing is, with those people, they're finding a lot more peace with their NFTs than trading crypto. And not only that, if you look at it, maybe not so much in the last 24 hours or so, but NFTs were a little bit more stronger as far as holding their value compared to Ethereum was, a couple of months back. Will that hold up? I don't know, but it's just what I realized and noticed. And now that, I'm seeing a whole host of people coming into the space as far as collectors are concerned, because we're seeing more and more projects selling and selling out for larger prices. We're seeing more and more new artists coming in and able to showcase their work and get their work seen and also bought. This work right here is awesome. You can tell it's a true passion of love, and that you've done it for years and years and years. And the ideas and concepts of that you're bringing, I'm going to call it a traditional art form. Like, people think of painting and think of drawing as traditional. Spray painting is a traditional art form in my mind. That started when I was born in, 70s, 80s in my mind, with the Ghetto Blasters and the Beastie Boys and, the Run DMCs when I grew up in that prime age. And what you're doing is now you're bringing that into the digital form as well. Very similar to Justin Aversado doing it with photography. Very similar to Roxanne Darling doing it with photography and poetry. Now we're seeing another form of art being brought into the NFT space. I haven't seen it by anyone else. That's why I was happy to finally get a hold of you.
Awesome, bro. And then I think it's also beautiful. Like, if you think about it, this is photography. And what I'm capturing here is the texture of the wall, the architecture. Like, these kind of things are gonna mean down the road, maybe 20 years from now. It's like, whoa, that's an actual wall in Chelsea. Will you ever find it? Who owns that wall? Will it stay there? Like, part of how I started the whole series, which is on OpenSea, which is Street Punks, it was that they have encrypted location. So it's worked great. Where, like, if you get the NFT, you get to know where it is, you find it, and there's an actual time bomb in it. As the project builds, it's all organic, so it's going to take whatever time it takes. But as the project builds, the idea is that you have to buy it quick so you know where it is, so you can go and take the picture, because graffiti is completely ephemeral. so it might disappear. But what I'm working on is gamifying it so that you can collect the pictures all over the world. And if you have the points, then maybe you get more free NFTs down there. Like, you know, it's such an amazing, like every month that I'm down, I learn a new layer and I want to be part of it. And I want it to be part of the whole project. And I think it's open to that possibility, which is a great moment for the space too, to just build.
Yeah, build. I think that's pretty sweet that you're trying to gamify what you've already established within the space. It's super neat that you're, just trying to push the envelope every way. It's just not going out there throwing something on the wall. It's making a purpose behind it. Thought process on it. You can do like a tracking behind it. I know Tony Herrero was mentioned in the call earlier, but you can do tracking behind it and maybe get like a POAP going on it, a proof of attendance, saying, hey, you know what, you did see this, you did get this, you did take maybe a selfie in front of it, and then now people can be notified for it and get a free mint out of it. I mean, you can get a free mint from POAP somewhat easily by doing that, and people can go out there. I know for me personally, we had someone go out there and they sent a picture of my CryptoPunk out there. So they found it. They said, hey, you know what, this is Crypto Novos, and then they were able to gamify it, like you said.
And that's the beauty of the street. No, there's no algorithm in the street. You don't know who's gonna walk by. There's no control. A lot of these times we don't know who's getting showed the work, how we do this, in Instagram, all this stuff. But really in the street, it's just this magical thing where maybe a 3-year-old might see Crypto Novo and he'll change his mind and he'll be like, whoa, in 3 years we'll see a little kid that's painting Crypto Novo in every corner. Like that's how graffiti is kind of like a virus. So utilizing that both sides, which are so strong, I think is the key of the project. Is kind of having in mind that all these things that are digital assets are really in the street and they're getting seen by people every day, and they're kind of like doing that daily job on their own, which is it's art, it's reflection. That's kind of what art is about. Kind of
that's what we need is to project that art, get that art out there. I was looking for something in my wallet right here. New York street artist right here. People see this guy. And this was actually the first one that he actually, oh my gosh, is that actually what it's worth right now? Sorry, sorry to be like that. You could see my entry level into it, and you could see who I bought it with. I was there with where is he at? Right there. Justin right there. So you could see that I was with Justin when we actually bought these a while back when these first came out, because we saw To the Moon and these bad boys were out there minted, and then we looked and it wasn't even from him. And then all of a sudden we contacted him, like, when's your first one's coming out? And he's just like, I'll try to get on live stream with you, which he couldn't. He was too backlogged. And then all of a sudden we saw it, and damn.
Awesome. Justin gave out the book and that's such an amazing little piece of work that I have of his. He gave out the book at the Super Chief Gallery, and I just got to highlight.
The Flames one? Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been such an amazing path to see him, to see all this stuff that's going on, and just big up to that.
Hey, we're all in this space together. And next time you're throwing something up, let me know. I'm actually got invited to be a speaker at NFT NYC. So maybe we'll link up, man. Maybe we'll get something going. Maybe we'll figure something out. Definitely. I'm always open. I'm out here. I do commissions too for all kind of avatars, not just punks. I like to get out in the street and spread the word of the NFTs and everything.
Do you want to do ours?
Yeah,
look at this.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's figure it out.
Okay.
Let's the idea. Peter, I just have to congratulate you too for all the stuff you just showed us. It's amazing.
I'm
trying to integrate the marketplace and all this stuff to also be on board. Like I want to be able to give you, hear me out at this. This is the idea. Like if you want a wall, I can show you right now, like in the pre-minting in the marketplace, what kind of wall you want, how big, all this stuff. And then you pre-buy it. When I actually make the work, you get the NFT of the work, kind of thinking around that whole minting process that you were talking about and all this. But so I'd love to ask you about what you've done for coding too at some point. We'll have to conversate. Thank you.
How about we try doing this? Let's do this another level. All right. I wasn't able to purchase the crypto 311 you threw up on the wall. Maybe we can get a collab going here with us three. Maybe I can be holding a hand or something. Maybe we can get something cool going here out of this. So let's plot on the side. Maybe we'll get something epic and get us all back on here and get the CryptoPunk community going. I got some of her work too. So we'll talk about it. I don't want to step on any toes, but let's get this big. Let's have some money behind it. Let's support you and let's get the right people noticed in this space.
Thank you. Yeah, let's do it.
That would be good.
Sounds amazing.
Super cool. All right, I have one other person in the green room. I was hoping to get him right in and around this time. All right, another crypto in the space. All right, he was kind of the first fan sitting here watching the show right now. Where are we at? And I know he was, he was getting all fired up before the show. How are we doing? I know you've been sitting here in the green room for a little bit. How's that green room been treating you?
We are doing great.
Excellent. All right. So how about you tell us a little bit about your project, all right, and a little bit about yourself.
CryptoSergs is a project. We have 2 members in our team. So the whole project started in March, in the middle of the March, I believe. So we were just discovered. So we just discovered a whole NFT stuff, and we decided to just create our own collection. So we as a team of 2 friends for a long time. So we decided to create a collection, to create a character that we would just put as NFT. So we just did it, and the whole thing with CryptoSergs went pretty successful. Yeah,
from March already, and I've seen a lot of good success here. If we're looking in here, we have 942 owners. 942 items, and we have 502 owners. I mean, look at that trade volume. I mean, that's pretty healthy trade volume right there. And the one thing I loved about it is you guys kept a really low entry level. That's the one thing that I've seen with most successful projects, including with PetXR project, is having that good low entry level. So you're inviting people into the space.
Yeah. So, you see, when we just started the CryptoSergs, it was, as I said, middle of March. All these pricing tendencies were quite different as they are now. So initially there were, as you remember, pricing curves and stuff. So where we were selling services.
You gotta evolve in the space. You gotta change to the market, what's going on in the market. You see it all exactly. To make those adjustments, because I mean, first time project in March and you're having this type of success is just wonderful to see. So I see that are they have all been minted, or is there still a couple more that have still to be released?
There will be 1,111 Sergs. So as you can see, we haven't minted all of them, but there will be drops soon. So yeah, we are planning to mint all Sergs in
couple of weeks.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks maybe. Yeah.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your website here. I mean, this looks fantastic. All right. So you have, is this it says right there that Serg Summer. So is this like the summer house you guys have going on here?
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we are the team of 2. So I am the tech guy, the programmer, and here with me another member of our team, the guy that were basically an artist for this whole project, and he created this voxel 3D model for just fun. Yeah, so it looks cool, and we decided just to put this on our website. So
Yeah, I like
as
it.
you
It
can
did look
see,
cool. You got one with like the cell phone there. You got the flamingo down there. Just brings me back just to simple times in life where you just get to hang back, relax, chill. I love I love the look of it, the colors that are used in it as well. Very, very simple color patterns, nothing too, too crazy. But it's just a nice, smooth look to it. Very relaxing, calming, and inviting.
thank you.
What is all right? So, roadmap. What's next in your guys' roadmap?
Yeah, so the next major step in our roadmap right now is just to make sure that CryptoSergs are all sold out, that there are no Sergs left in our collection, like in the collection wallet. And after that, we are planning a lot of things about this whole CryptoSerg character. So there will be a lot of interesting stuff to be revealed.
So I'm in an Olympic mood here just because I love the Olympics. All right. Is there any type of Olympic sport that you particularly like or enjoy or cheer for, or you just like watching?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Olympics, but I like curling.
Curling, awesome. Yes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just when the first time I saw curling, I was like, I know, not my thing. But when I watched it more, I went like, oh yeah, curling is nice actually.
Actually, at first, the first time you see it is kind of funny.
You don't understand it. It looks like they're like scrubbing ice or something. It's just like, what are
Yeah.
they doing?
But after you see it a lot more time, and you're just like hypnotized. You can't stop watching.
That was the one problem I'd have. And whenever they had it here in the States, it'd always be on late at night. And then I'm like, oh, I'll turn it off after this throw. And then I'm still watching. And then I'm still watching. And then hours later, I'm like, oh, I have to finish the match. So it is, like you're saying, a little mesmerizing watching that.
So I'm gonna leave for now. So just can you add CryptoSorg for the group too, so we can team up?
Yeah,
together?
you got it. Yeah, just DM me. We'll get all linked up that way for sure. And
Okay.
yeah, we'll keep pressing forward. I know you're a grinder. I know you're going to work hard on this. So just make sure I'm keeping up with you guys. All right.
See you guys. Nice to meet you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Sleep well.
All right, CryptoSerg. All right. So we have these cool things. Anyone else you want? So you and your best friend, buddy, getting these things out here. Once they're all sold out, you're going to try to get this, one big happy family getting into a common place for your NFTs to socialize. What's next? What's the next big thing you want people to do? Go to OpenSea. Is that the best way to get a hold of you guys? Go over to OpenSea and start thumbing through and seeing which one you like, which one you want to purchase.
Soon we will release Serg toys. It will be toys for Serg holders. Only if you have Serg, you can order one or several, and we will release it in a week, next week.
So next week, we're going to get these. So is it going to look something very similar to what we're seeing on the screen here, where they'll be packaged like this, or it'll be something a little bit different, or this is the concept?
I think it's a concept, and it will be different.
Yes, good. And that's what we need, that letting everyone know that, these evolving things are just perfectly natural in the space, because we need them to change. We need them to adapt to, what the customers need, what the artists can produce, because with these types of contracts in this NFT space, I mean, the sky is the limit. And we're seeing it in physical form. We're seeing it in digital form, right? See, right here, we're seeing it in both digital and physical form. So stay tuned with that. I'm going to get anything else? You guys got a question for each other? Anything else you want to bring up? A question, thought, concern, or idea?
Well, I think we just say that Serg Summer is right now, so take part and just yeah, hashtag Serg Summer.
Right
Yeah,
there,
so
Bernardo's all over it. Thank you, Bernardo, for watching, following, and tossing those hashtags in there.
yeah,
Got another one right there.
Yeah, Cirque Summer is coming. Big things is coming.
yeah.
Awesome. Anything from New York City? Anything you want to talk about in the big city?
No, I just want to say a big thank you to you and everybody. It's always a learning curve. It's amazing, fun.
Yeah, well, you know, we're all learning from each other in this space. We're all working together in this space. And what I've learned in this space is, since we are all in this together, we all got to work together and pull on that same rope in the same direction. The more we do that, the more we're going to onboard some people in the mainstream. They're going to see how fun this is. I mean, we talked about collectability and things in multiple phases. We're talking about, you know, the old school baseball cards or comic books you're collecting, or maybe it was going out, you know, with your friends tagging late at night. Whatever it may be, I'm seeing a resurgence in that with me and my friends in the space. And here we are, you know, maybe a little bit elder gentlemen and ladies that are in this space, and we're still enjoying it. And it's a collecting and a hobby. It's because of the people around the space, you know, in particular the people on this call today. So you guys, thank you guys very much, because you guys are making cool things. I just like looking at cool things. And I got the best job in the world, because I got a front row seat to see cool things come across my face all the time. This is Crypto Nova 311. I'm going to sign off. And again, all my members, all my guests are always invited to shoot on back. You know, head over to OpenSea and go to UtoBits to, you know, pick up your cool UtoBit that we can drop in that metaverse. You know, if you need something tagged, we got some commission work right here. You know, so follow, like, and subscribe. Tons of cool things going on. And then, you know, we also got the Serg Summer right here. So hop on in. The weather's good. The temperature's good. Help these artists out. They're pushing their name for themselves. It took me a while to get these guys on a Saturday, because international, you know, we got international love on the Olympics. It's Crypto Nova 311 saying stay positive and love life. Peace.